Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So did you understand the starts with and ends with methods?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
there are some methods. There are some methods like so to know whether the content of the string is lowercase or uppercase or whether it's a digit or it's a alpha, like is method, is alpha, is digit, right, is decimal, right, of that kind. So mean to know whether the content of the variable is a digit or not, or is the content of the variable is a string or not, is a lowercase or not, like that. So just what you can do here, you can use the method called as is lower. Correct. Now look at here. Dot s dot is lower. So since the content of s is hello, which are all lowercase letters, so it is going to give us true. Suppose if I execute is upper, right? Is upper. Lower method was translating, was converting from lowercase to uppercase, right? But is lower function is lower method is going to check whether it is a lowercase content or not. Are you getting my point? So since the letter word is going to give us answer like yes or no, or the true or false. Are you getting my point? So like if
Yes.
I check this yes content with is upper, yes, of course the content of yes is not uppercase, so it is going to give us false, right? Likewise, suppose see here, now I'll read data, right? I'll read data, like I'll enter 12, right? So now I'll check is decimal, right? Now look at it. Yes, now the content what I read in yes, yes, even though it is a string, even though it is going to take the data as string type, but the value is available in yes, the value is available in yes are decimal values. Am I correct? Look at here, I executed input function. I given the value 12. Mean the 12 both 1 and 2. So 1 and both 2 are decimal numbers. So it is going to check whether the content available in yes are decimal or not. Are decimal or not. Right. That's why. So yes dot is decimal is giving us now true. Suppose you see here now what I'll do. I'll execute here input function. Right. Input function. Right. Now this time I'll give 1 gig. 1 gig. One is decimal and other one is alphabet. In this case, if I execute is decimal, what should be the output here? What will be the output here?
False.
Yes,
False.
False.
false. Because both
False.
the entire content is not a decimal form. Entire content is not in the are not decimal numbers, right? One is decimal number, another is alphabet. So in that case, what you can do is is alnum is alnum. So alphanumeric, both alphabets and numbers. Yes, now this time it is giving us true. So because one is alphabet and one is number and another is alphabet. So this way, like usually this kind of these kind of functions will help us like applications like for example, if you are reading age of a student, yes, usually when I enter age, I give the data like 23, 30, 35, something like that, some numbers. That case you need to cross check whether the input given by the user in the decimal form or not, is a decimal numbers or not. Because for age, if the user enters some other data like one two like a b c something alphabets, right, or some special characters, that time you should give error message to the user stating that your data is not in decimal form, so please give the data in integer form or decimal form. Like that you can give the error message to the user. Did you understand where to use so these methods? Or for example, if you are asking password of a student, enter password of a account, something like that. So in that case, usually password, when you are creating password, so that time usually you should use the alphabets, numbers in combinations, right? Even special characters also can be used in combinations. But if the user types in only alphabets, or if user types in only numbers, that time you should prevent that kind of passwords. So for that, you can go for these methods and you can check, right? If it's only numbers, if it's only alphabets. So that time you can give the error message to the user stating that the data is not alphanumeric combination, something like that. Are you getting the idea where you can use these methods?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think I
Sir.
completed for most of the methods, right? Right, one more. For replace I finished, R find I finished, R index, right? Okay, justification. Okay, one more I'll cover here. Right now, take allow word. Now I want to usually, so while writing letter, you just think of while you are writing some letter, right? Usually what happens here, to the left side of the page, we write from address to address, then subject. Usually we write it in the subject. We usually write it in the center of the page. Am I correct? Are you getting my point? What I'm telling you, right? While writing a letter to some official, okay, so to your higher authority, usually you'll start with from, then you'll write your names and all, then to, then name and all to whom you are addressing, then respected sir, something like that at the left side, then subject. Usually the subject will be written at the center of the page, and then you will write the paragraph of text that you want to convey, to your higher authority. And then at the right side, at the bottom of the message, usually you write thanking you on the left side, and then yours faithfully or yours obediently or something like that on the right side, right? Then how to do all that justification, mean that we call as a formatting the text data. To the left justification, other to right justify, or at the center, something like that if you want to do. Yes, for that we have a method here. We have methods, right? So L just, right? Then I'll write here 20. Now look at here. If I execute this one, look at here now. Why my content was hello world, but after that it has left some spaces here. Because my width of the message, is 20 characters length. Width of my message is 20 characters length. So since it is 20 characters length, so this has taken, since I have used L justification, left side justification. So the content has started from left side and it has left the white spaces on the other side. Similarly, you can go for R just of 20, right? If I execute this one, now look at here. From starting position from the left side, it has left some spaces and then it has taken the hello word on the right extreme end. Like I was telling you, yours obediently has to come on the right side of the page. Yes, for that you can use this one. Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
What at the center of the message, center of the content page, something like that. So suppose I'll take 40 width. In the 40 width, now I want this hello word at the center, right? So this you can do. With the help of these methods, you can write a letter. Usually in your application, suppose if you want to automatically send a mail, prepare a letter, that letter has to be sent to some higher authority. In that case, you can do with the coding itself. You need not to do it manually, right? You can use these methods. I can set the formatting with the help of just these methods like R just, L just, and center, right? You can do this formatting and all. Did you get the idea?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Methods available, especially on the strings. I not discussed all the methods, but a few of the methods I discussed. You can go for other methods on your own and learn. Right? Split, I think I already discussed you, right? Split method. Yesterday I finished with the split method only. Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can use the split method to prepare a list of words. Okay, if I have a message to prepare a list of words, I'm telling you list of words. The message will be splitted into words. Message will be splitted into words based on the space, separator as a separator, space as a separator. Right now, look at here. Hello and word are separated by space, so it is going to create two words in a list. That is W. So here, look at here. In W, I'm having one as hello, another as world. Right. Now, if these two I want to combine, see if I want to combine these two as a one message, as a one message, that time you can use the, look at here now, by using space, I want to join these two words, hello space word, I want hello space word. That time you can use the function called as join. Look at here now, the input must be list of words, a list of data to be joined, list of strings to be joined, you can say list of strings, because it works with the join method, works with only string type of data. Right, I'll show you that one. Look at here now. So exactly, it is reverse of split. So split was splitting the message into list of words, and join function is going to create a message with the help of list of words. Is going to create a message, is going to create a string by using the list of words. So look at here now, hello space word. So this is the character to be used to join. This is the character to be used to join. See, even if I write here something this, okay, for example, I'll write xxx. Okay, so this one mean 4x I have taken here. So then I'll write this one. Right now, this time hello followed by, there will be 4x followed by world. So whatever you specify here, whatever the character you specify here before join, before dot operator, that will be used to join the words in the list, Okay, try to understand here one of the error, right? This one, okay. Suppose if I write 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now this time we don't have list of strings here, list of words here, list of numbers are there. It is going to give us error message, because join method is going to operate on only string type of data. That is, list of strings should be there. Then only it can join those with the help of the character that you specify. For the separator. So this character is going to use as a separator between the list of words to be joined. Did you get the idea? Did you understand these methods? Split and join.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Searching string has been done, uppercase converting to uppercase, search and replace, stripping of white spaces, prefixes. Yes, this is the last one, parsing and extracting. So usually you see here now. So suppose if you have this kind of data, usually you see this kind of data from your Unix kernel. In the Unix kernel, usually if you know who is the user working on Linux operating system or Unix operating system, you get this kind of message from even in the mail, from whom we got the mail. So that time mute ಮಾಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ right. So here, so the message is like this: from mark@recvulkoti.edu.in, I got the message on Tuesday, on October 13, this one. Usually what kind of operations we do on this kind of data? So from whom we got the mail, so that we usually extract. So this is from whom we received the mail. So this we usually try to extract, try to retrieve from the message. And then usually we try to retrieve this one to know from which domain we got the mail. So like recvulkoti.edu.in is the domain from where we received the mail. Or usually we retrieve this data, that is on which day we received the data, on which date we received the data, and the timing of the mail. So usually we retrieve this kind of data, that is called as parsing. Parsing is nothing but extracting the content which we wish to from the given message. Say for example, if I want to retrieve this one, recvulkoti.edu.in, that is domain name, host name we call it as, right? So from where to where we have to fetch the data, starting from position 11. So this 10 is at symbol is at 10th position. So starting from 11 up to 28. So if I go up to 28, then I can get the up to 27. So you can get up from 11 to 27, that is up to in, right? So now how to do that one? So look at here now. First I can execute the find method for this symbol at. So I'll be getting the position of this at symbol. So here is the position of the symbol, that is 10. right? Then I can get this. See, from this position, look at here now. What I'm going to do here. So I'm starting from this position, starting from this 10th position. I'm searching for the first space. I'm searching for the first space. That is this one. First space. I'm finding its position. So that is 28. So again here, look at here. Find a space, starting from position 10. Mean I used only second argument. Third argument I didn't use. That means it will go up to end of the string. So starting from position 10, it has to search for the space. Yes, of course, this time it will give us 28. Now I got to know this 10 and 28. Now I'm going to retrieve. Starting from this 11. That is starting from 11 mean at position plus 1. That is 10 plus 1, 11 and up to this 28. So with the slicing operation. Now I got this host name. So if I print that one, look at here now. I got a recvulcoti.edu.in. Did you understand this one? Or should I show it in the screen?
Understood, sir.
Only one. What about
Understood,
others?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Understood, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now
Understood.
your task,
Understood, sir.
your assignment is I want to retrieve the date, date and time. Date and time from this message. Okay. Did you get this one? What I want here from the message? I want to retrieve the day, date and the time. Day, month and date and time. I want to retrieve this data. That is this one. I want to retrieve Tuesday, October 13, 10, 14, this one. This I want to retrieve from the messenger. So you do it. You do it for this one. Right. So here completes the concepts of strings. Okay. So some more methods are there which I not discussed purposely. Okay. You work on those. Right. You work on those. Any difficulty, you come back to me. I'll address. Right. So I think if you are ready in the afternoon, I want to take one more class where I want to discuss two of the projects. Okay, which are given in your book only. So those I'll discuss. One is preparing a password manager. On your own, you can prepare one password manager application, and you can keep record of all your accounts and passwords. So when you want to log into some account, you need not to type the password. Just you execute that program and you can get the password of that particular account and you can paste it without typing. You can just paste that account password in the application. See, if it is Gmail account, yes, directly in the Gmail account you can type the password. If it is some other account, so you can type in that password there itself, right? Just with the help of your program, you can paste the password and you can paste it in the respective login. So that's project is called as password manager project. So I'll try to address you that project in the afternoon if you wish. Otherwise, in the next class, I'm going to take that one. Yes, what do you do? Are you ready, or we'll take it in the next class? Shall I take it in the next class?
Sir, Angadi sir told he will take the lab.
Okay, no issue. Right? If others are
Afternoons in the afternoon.
Okay, so tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So day after tomorrow, I have any class, so I'll cover that in the Thursday's class. Okay, so 2 projects are there. So both the projects I'll discuss, so that with the help of those projects, you can practice some other applications. Right? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
sir.